Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and stories from around the world. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. We're beginning with a story that's been unfolding in the Middle East, where tensions between Israel and Gaza have been escalating. Recently, there have been reports of human rights abuses against Palestinian prisoners, including doctors and medical staff. One particular case that has garnered attention is that of Dr. Hassam Abu Safia, the director of Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza. According to his lawyer, Abu Safia has been subjected to physical and psychological torture while being held in Israeli custody without charge. The lawyer claims that Abu Safia was beaten by prison guards with hands, batons, and hammers, and has not received any medical treatment for his injuries. The Israel Prison Service has denied these allegations, stating that all prisoners are held in accordance with the law and receive medical care based on Ministry of Health guidelines. The United Nations Committee Against Torture has expressed deep concern about reports of widespread torture and ill treatment of Palestinian detainees in Israeli jails. Human rights groups such as Amnesty International and Physicians for Human Rights Israel have also called for action in Abu Safia's case, with some demanding his immediate release and urgent medical treatment. It's a complex and sensitive issue with different perspectives and opinions on the matter. We want to hear from you. What do you think about this story? Should there be more international pressure on Israel to address human rights concerns, or is the country justified in its actions given the security risks it faces? We'll continue to follow this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, we want to take a break and come back with more of today's top news. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into a complex and concerning story about Iranian dissidents facing threats and violence abroad. Reports have surfaced of suspected Iranian attacks against dissidents in various countries, leaving many to wonder about the safety and security of those who speak out against the Iranian regime. According to sources, several individuals have been targeted, including Masoud Mashjoudi, who was killed in Canada in what authorities describe as a targeted attack. Others, like Haley Blake, a co-founder of the Iranian women's rights group United for Masa, have expressed concerns about their safety and the inability of governments to protect them. The situation is further complicated by the fact that some countries, including the UK, have been criticized for not doing enough to address these threats. While the British government has summoned the Iranian ambassador over unacceptable and inflammatory comments, many argue that more needs to be done to prevent such incidents. One individual, Beheshti, has been living in a makeshift camp in London, where he has been protesting against the Iranian regime. Despite receiving warnings from counter-terrorism units about the raised threat level against him, Beheshti insists on staying at the camp, saying it's the safest place for him. The Iranian embassy in London has also been accused of inciting violence, with a post on their Telegram channel urging Iranians to sacrifice lives and become martyrs for the regime. This has led to widespread condemnation, with many calling for greater action from governments to protect dissidents and prevent such incidents. As we explore this story, it's essential to acknowledge the complexities and nuances at play. The situation is multifaceted, involving geopolitical tensions, human rights concerns, and the delicate balance between free speech and national security. It's also crucial to recognize the bravery and resilience of Iranian dissidents who continue to speak out against the regime, despite the risks and challenges they face. Their stories serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of protecting human rights and promoting freedom of expression worldwide. As we consider the implications of this story, it's clear that there are no easy solutions. However, by engaging in open and informed discussions, we can work toward creating a safer and more just environment for all individuals, regardless of their background or beliefs. Welcome back to the Concrete Block. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to examine the shifting dynamics and potential implications for the region and beyond. Recent developments suggest that Ukraine is gaining momentum in its defense against Russian aggression. The country's military-industrial complex has adapted and evolved, allowing it to strike back at Russian targets with increased effectiveness. This turn of events has significant consequences for Moscow, as Putin's original objectives seem increasingly out of reach. Despite this, it's unlikely that Putin will change course or pursue de-escalation. Instead, he may attempt to escalate the situation, potentially through violent attacks on Ukrainian civilian targets, or by spreading hybrid activities such as political pressure, cyber intrusions, and sabotage against European infrastructure. As Ukraine's allies consider their response, it's crucial to acknowledge the constraints and challenges involved. A negotiated peace would require either a mutually acceptable compromise or one side achieving dominance over the other. Given Russia's repeated refusal of peace plans and Putin's reluctance to reverse course, a lasting resolution seems distant. The international community must maintain a clear and consistent message, supporting Ukraine's defense while emphasizing the importance of adhering to the laws of war. It's also vital to recognize that Ukraine's growing capabilities should not lead to lessened support from its allies. As we conclude this segment, it's essential to remember that the conflict between Russia and Ukraine is complex and multifaceted. While it may be tempting to view the situation as static, the reality is that Ukraine is making progress in its defense. Pushing for a just peace remains the morally and strategically correct course of action. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.